Hey guys, cool anime recap here. This is a recap for an anime series called Black Butler Season 2. Without further ado, let's begin. In episode 1, the story begins with Alois Trancy waking up. He is injured and totally naked. Beside him is the man known as Earl Trancy. This mysterious man opens his evil mouth and there the demon contract seal can be seen. Claude Faustus is the butler and he serves Trancy. Claude arrives to wake up Alois and the two start to tease each other. Later in the day Alois is very grumpy and he is taking it out on his servants, Timber, Hannah, Canterbury, and Thompson. He is mean to them and he complains about his breakfast not being tasty enough. Alois then throws a glass on the floor and grabs Hannah. He takes out her eyes without mercy and Claude arrives to clean up the blood. Claude then tells Alois that Arnold Trancy is coming with his priest. Alois then goes into a panic but Claude explains that he will take care of everything. Finally, Arnold has arrived at the mansion and he has brought a priest and his nephews Alistair Chamber with him. The three men are greeted by Alois and they prepare to have dinner together. While on the dinner table, Alois starts to be questioned by the men. They do not think that he is truly Earl's real son. They think that Alois Trancy is actually a fraud. Alois tries to explain his side of the tale and he tells them that a long time ago he lived in a village. Alois was an orphan just like his friend who lived with him. Alois loved his friend but their happiness didn't last for long. Soon the village was attacked by an angry mob. They killed everyone in the village besides Alois who was saved by his father. Not long after being reunited with his son, Alois lost his father and was left alone once more. The priest and Alfred hear this story and tell Alois that they truly feel sorry for him. Then Alois gets up and walks to Arnold and hugs him. While he is hugging the boy he whispers a horrible insult in his ear. During the night another visitor arrives at Trancy Manor. This man is wearing a mask and he is begging for a place to take shelter from the outside storm. The visitor is allowed to stay over and he is served a full dinner. The visitor notices that there is some dust on the plate and orders Claude to improve it. Claude thinks that the visitor is full of himself and rude. Claude shows up behind the mysterious visitor and throws his knives at him. The cloak gets damaged but the visitor dodges the attack. It is then revealed that the masked visitor is actually Sebastian Michaelis. Claude is angry at Sebastian and warns him that he has broken the rules of the contract. Sebastian takes the new moon drop that was in the tea and he runs. Claude and Sebastian begin their fight and they seem to be evenly matched. While they fight the trunk opens and the body of Ciel Phantomhive is revealed and Alois is happy about it. Sebastian does not want them insulting the dead corpse of Ciel so he closes the trunk. Sebastian manages to escape the fight with Claude and he destroys the lights in the manor. With the cover of darkness he leaps out of the window. Alois is really scared of the dark and he yells for help. Claude shows up and promises that he will never leave his side. In the distance, Sebastian takes the body of Ciel out of the trunk. He then reveals the Phantomhive family ring that actually now contains the soul of Ciel. Sebastian speaks to his younger master, he tells him that the time has arrived. He must wake up now. Episode 2, Ciel Phantomhive has been brought back to life. He finds it strange to once again open his eyes and breathe the fresh air. He enjoys seeing the sun once more. He realizes that Elizabeth Midford and Sebastian are there with him. They are all on a boat. The group all arrive at a dam where Ciel gives a speech to his friends. The three participants of the event talk about Phantomhive but Ciel stops and shames them. Ciel then goes to speak with Elizabeth. She wants the two of them to search for a white stag that has been seen near the forest. Ciel at first refuses but Elizabeth starts to cry so he accepts her demand and goes with her. Ciel talks about his life and now he has realized that he has certain responsibilities that he must honor. He must be there for his people. He must protect the river and also help his fiancée so that she is happy. Lau and Ran Mao start taking bets if Ciel will manage to find the stag. Ciel searches for hours but soon a storm arrives so he must return. He tries to come up with a plan where he hires someone to find the stag but this just upsets Elizabeth even more. She wants it to be her and Ciel who find the stage, otherwise it has no meaning. She is angry at Ciel and she runs away. Ciel has a hard time understanding her outbursts. Finian arrives with news, Elizabeth has gotten herself in trouble. Ciel runs to save Elizabeth and he finds her trapped on a boat and the river is carrying her away. Lau tells Ciel that the dam holding the river will soon break. Ciel then tells Sebastian that he must stop the flood from happening while he saves Elizabeth. Sebastian tries to repair the dam but it ends up being broken. The water starts rushing down but Ciel manages to save Elizabeth at the last moment. Afterwards Ciel wakes up and it seems that Sebastian has saved him as well. Ciel and Elizabeth hug and she apologizes for getting herself into trouble. Ciel is just happy that she is safe now but he is angry at Sebastian who failed to stop the dam from breaking. Sebastian says that he just tried to follow Ciel orders and he changed the shape of the river flow so that the floods will not be a problem in the future. Sebastian also tells Elizabeth and Ciel where the white stag is. They find it over the hill. Ciel and Elizabeth are holding hands and they are finally happy. Episode 3. Sebastian and Ciel spend some time together and Sebastian reads a newspaper article that describes a strange case where a woman was burned to death in London. She was recently married and the cause of her murder is still a mystery. The Queen has announced that as a way to prevent this kind of death, she has tasked her special agents codenamed Dog and Spider to solve the case. Ciel is also interested in the case as there has not been a death involving a person going up in flames in quite some time. Ciel also does not know who these special agents are. Sebastian is then told by Ciel that he must not inform Angelina Dowles of their mission. She will get worried and might cause problems for them. Sebastian promises his master to keep the task a secret. Ciel takes a carriage ride and there he starts to question how much of his family history does he really know. He thinks that his enemies will grow bolder when he takes over his father's job, but he is ready for them and wants to defeat all of them. Sebastian and Ciel begin their investigation and they soon find out that there are many women who have burned to death in recent weeks. All of these women before their death have gotten their photo taken by an old married couple. Ciel and Sebastian think that maybe those are the killers, and while they proceed with the detective work they meet with Grell Sutcliffe. He explains that he is also searching for the killer because he wants to collect their soul at midnight. Grell also reveals some important information about the case. It seems when the women burn up, their bodies and soul get destroyed. This is part of some sort of spell. The group managed to find the killer and she confesses to all of her crimes. She is unhappy in her marriage and was forced to marry that man against her will. She just wanted true love. One day a man with golden eyes came to her and promised to make her life better if she commits those murders. She then decides to burn herself right before she reveals the name of the man with golden eyes. Ciel and Sebastian are frustrated as they have not found the true villain behind this entire plan, and Ciel wants to learn more about Dog and Spider, those agents of the Queen. Later in the day, Sebastian gives Ciel certain records that show Phantom Hive was in charge of solving cases, but the Tracy family would take care of the investigation later on. Episode 4. Ciel and Sebastian continue working on cases together. They soon find another interesting case. This time someone has been kidnapped. Sebastian and Ciel go on board a train and there they start their investigation. Sebastian spots Claude on the train as well, but he decides to not tell Ciel to avoid upsetting him. On board the train, a notorious killer has been taken by the police and they are transporting him to a secure location. The officer in charge is Fred Aberline's twin brother. Ciel does not have any memories of Aberline and his family. Sebastian and Ciel finally manage to uncover a kidnapping plot and they stop the kidnapping from happening. But it is then revealed that Kindappers have planted a bomb on the train. The entire train is also heading straight towards a broken bridge. Sebastian then takes matters into his own hands. He manages to find the kidnappers and he kills them. He then proceeds to deactivate the bombs right as they are about to blow up. He also stops the murderer who tries to escape police custody. The train is also stopped before it reaches the broken bridge. Claude then confronts Sebastian and invites both him and Ciel to the Trancey mansion. Ciel has been wanting to defeat the Trancey family for quite some time. Claude also says something really troubling to Sebastian. He declares that at the Trancey estate, Ciel will finally get his revenge. Episode 5. The Trancey estate is officially preparing a masked ball. Sebastian and Ciel will attend. Sebastian goes to talk with Princess Soma and Agni. He explains that Ciel has lost much of his memory and he must be protected by all costs. Sebastian tells them to keep a close eye on Ciel but does not tell him anything is wrong. Ciel arrives at the Trancey mansion and he feels a bit anxious, like he is in the lair of the enemy. The maids in the mansion act rather strange and creepy and they even steal Ciel's eye patch. Ciel then chases after the maid but he starts to feel very ill and he begins to hallucinate. Ciel sees the events that happened before, while he was dead. He remembers seeing Sebastian fight Claude and the whole event. Ciel runs out of there and goes into the woods. There he realizes that the maid was actually Alois dressed up as a woman. Alois is cruel and crazy. He announces that he will kill every guest at the ball if Ciel does not surrender himself. He has followed Ciel into the woods and now he wants him to kneel and surrender. Ciel then tells Sebastian that he requires his protection. Ciel tries to understand what Alois truly wants, but he just keeps repeating the same thing over and over. Sebastian shows up as well to protect his master. Alois then orders Claude to attack Ciel and Sebastian goes in to fight him. Episode 6. Sebastian starts to fight Claude and also several other servants. He manages to defeat the servants with ease but Claude is the problem. Meanwhile Hannah Anafellos is playing the harmonica and she starts to take over the guests at the ball with her special music. Sebastian then uses his glass harp and saves the guest from being killed. It is then revealed that Sebastian wanted to consume Ciel's soul but could not because Claude took his soul in the first place. He could not use his soul because he did not have Ciel's body. Ciel has lost most of his memories and now the cult he wanted to destroy is gone. Because of that, Ciel is not driven by vengeance anymore and wants to start fresh. Sebastian then decides that Ciel is no use to him if he is not on a revenge path. He realizes that he must give Ciel a reason to be angry and vengeful. Claude and Sebastian make a pact where Alois will be Ciel's new enemy and main drive for revenge. Sebastian and Claude will then have a duel to decide who will eventually have Ciel's soul. Claude and Sebastian decide to have a temporary truce and they return to the mansion. When they arrive, Ciel is furious because Claude is still alive and safe. Sebastian then gives Ciel some files which reveal that the Trancy family was actually investigating the Phantom Hives. They were behind a lot of problems that Ciel did not know about. Alois is also furious at Claude because Sebastian is still alive. Claude then defends himself and explains that his master never gave him a direct order to kill Sebastian. The dance party begins and Elizabeth Midford also arrives. She meets up with Alois who asks her for a dance. Ciel gets furious seeing this and also joins a dance floor. Ciel's servants are really surprised that their master is dancing as they have never seen this before. Alois and Ciel confront each other one last time. They both make a promise. Alois swears that eventually he will kill Ciel and Ciel also vows to murder Alois and get his revenge. Sebastian's plan is working perfectly. If you want more anime recaps like this one, let me know in the comment below. Remember, subscribe and set the notification on, so you don't miss any new videos.